So I have wasted most of my 20s for the most part being incredibly concerned with other people's opinions of me and playing it safe. 29 is going to encompass every single thing that I've learned but not done anything with. I am like the queen of a person who has read a book but not taken any action from it. I have knowledge up to my eyeballs in self-help, in business, in what it means to create a brand and artist management and all this kind of stuff, but I've actually not taken any action with it. And so I'm just going to be essentially sending it. And I'm going to be documenting it as a point of testimony. And it's really scary building in public, but I'm going to be doing this. And the title of it is Sending It: Too Much Fear, Not Enough Faith. And this year I have 365 days to change everything. I have seen countless amounts of people online being like, change your life in 90 days, change this in 90 days, you know, give yourself 1 year and see what blows up. And I just see everyone doing the end where it's like all of these time lapses and you can see everything that they've done in the space of a year in like 10 minutes, and it just looks amazing and iconic, and the instrumental motivational music is playing in the background. But I am opening myself up to be watched and to honestly see if I can do this and build in the public eye. And as a perfectionist, as a person who deeply cares or has really struggled in the past with people's opinions of me, and that has like entirely dictated what I should do instead of just doing what I know and feel that I should be doing, what better way to go in the deep end? And before I go into like the terms and conditions of what I've given myself for this year, I want to encourage you that if this does resonate with you and you also feel like there's this nudge, you're aware of the fact that you're playing too small, you're aware of the fact that you're not living the life that God gave you to live, and you're not embodying, you know, the assignment that He's given you to do and all the rest of it, then please come along in this journey. This is by no means a closed exclusive journey. I have already used a month and 2 weeks. So as of today, I have 329 days. That is 10 months and 25 days and 47 weeks to change my life. I want to be very clear. A year and a half ago now, maybe almost 2 years ago, become Christian. I had a very like supernatural encounter vibe with Jesus. And my husband, a few months later, then fiance, he also did as well. So it's been like a crazy journey, and also like unlearning and putting down a lot of things that I used to worship, kind of like success and music and being an artist and being like desperate for this stuff. So it's taken a lot of unlearning to learn how to put God ahead of those things, and I still really struggle with it, honestly. Every day I really try to remind myself to surrender my life to God, and in doing that, still continuing to do the things that I love, just knowing that He is above everything. So if anything, if walking with Jesus has taught me anything, it's that faith is the name of the game. And I have been battling with such intense disbelief for a really long time. I now recognize that I kind of in the past, I've had a bit of a faith problem. So I'm a very creative person, as I mentioned, and I'm just like giving myself permission to pour out every single creative thing that is left in me, and essentially any kind of motivation and self-discipline and things that I didn't go full ball at in my 20s, I am going full ball at now. But doing it with God, which means like finding rest in Him and not striving in my own strength. So it's going to be really interesting. There are so many places that I feel that I know that I would really love to go, and things that I'd really like to achieve, and I'll get to those later. But I have really vetted myself hard with this kind of stuff, and for years I gaslit myself into thinking that I just don't deserve these things. And so we're just getting rid of that. I'm not disqualifying myself, and I'm not absorbing other people's opinions or other people's fear about my life, which is really difficult, especially when you have family and friends that are like, what the hell are you doing? I also feel like I'm just way too much of a personality in my everyday life to not have done this sooner, and I think I'm aware of that, and that is just like really playing on my brain. So that's another reason why I wanted to pursue this, because I've just been so aware of the fact that something is off balance. And honestly, it's just too much fear, not enough faith. We must rewire this. So the conditions of this little extravaganza. Okay, so the terms and conditions of myself for the next year are as follows. 1, Jesus above everything. It is it has been such a difficult journey for me. Just like getting rid of the striving tendencies has been so difficult, and it's something that I'm ready to take to the next level. Anyway, also just every single morning that I spend with God, I just become a better person. I have more energy. I'm able to give more. It really is a testament to that like overflow of the Spirit that you can pour out onto other people. When I don't do that, yeah. Okay, next one. So every day counts. Every day counts. I really want to be the kind of person that recognizes that our life on this earth is so short. And in the past, I've become so incredibly complacent about just my life, and just, you know, you kind of get arrogant about the fact you're like, I'm young, I'll be right, blah, 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 blah. Not true. And I really don't want to take anything for granted. And I also just want to see every day as an opportunity to sow seeds and have things grow and just be hyper present. Now, I'm not saying that I do this now. This is what I want to be, the kind of person I want to be. Networking with people. I do understand that the people you surround yourself with are the ones that most influence you. And so when you're around people who speak life, who have big visions, who go in, who don't have fear, who trust themselves, that is the kind of seeds and qualities that you're going to sow into your own life. And so I would really like to network. And I also just love connecting with people, and I love hearing people's stories. And also in this age of AI where everything's going to get so convoluted, I have like a firm belief that we're going to be seeing like a renaissance of creativity and risk and entrepreneurs, and stories and people, and authenticity is going to be like the backbone of stuff, because AI actually can't replicate that. So that was a bit of a side tangent. What else we got? Commit and follow through. In the past, I think the amount of times I've sat down with myself and I'm like, we're going to post on social media every day. We're going to blow up. Now, we're going to start a YouTube channel and it's going to be 150K. Blah, 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 blah. And I just like always fall through. I have in the past, I've had a bit of a discipline and commitment problem, fundamentally rooted in the fact that I just really struggle, like I said, with self-belief in myself and the visions that I have of myself. So I'm here to really stop that, because this is the faith component and I need to push through those uncomfortable moments, which honestly, like I've taken this off camera for the last few days. It has been so up and down. I feel it has been so up and down. One moment I'm just like totally aware of what I should be doing and I'm like trying to push through and fight those horrible thoughts. And then the next moment I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. And to be honest, I haven't really had like the overwhelming feeling of the Lord with me in the last couple of days. Or even like the last week. I even was leading worship for the first time. Or playing in the worship team, I should say, for the first time. And I don't know, I was like, this is not how I pictured it. You know, I pictured it being this feeling like I was close to God in my personal life at the time. And I wasn't. I felt really distant from God. But then, you know, you have these moments of just like, oh my gosh, thank you. You know, like last night, I had some income come through. And you know, it shouldn't be like this, but it was just like, oh my gosh, you are with me, God. You know, you are with me. You are guiding me. I am making the right decisions, even when I'm like not entirely sure and I'm trying to do the right thing. So commit and follow through. That was another tangent. Take a sip. Create more than you consume. I think in general we should be doing this, but this is something that, again, I really want to prioritize on. I don't need to elaborate. We got to stop doom scrolling. It's not good for us. Okay, next one, number 7, love and laugh. Do they do that anymore? What's the one to commit to this? I've got to love and laugh. And I think the Lord asks us not to worry. And boy, do I need to work on that. So, loving and laughing. Number 8. It's me versus my potential. I am getting the blinkers on, and I encourage you to do the same. Blinkers on, not looking around. It is me versus me. It's me versus what I know I'm capable of doing. What I will be doing is pouring in all of my courage that I can muster up that I am supposed to have in my 20s, because I actually know by default I'm actually a very courageous person, but life and my mind has totally sent me off an insane track. I don't even know how I'm here. I'm so aware of the fact that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And I'm excited, but also nervous. I'm doing an open casting call to anyone who slightly relates to this. I will post the conditions of entry below, the things that you'll be committing to, the way of life that you will be committing to. This is not going to be for the week. I'm going to tell you, it's not going to be for the week. I've never committed to something for a year like this. I've told you I've had a commitment issues. So if you feel like all of those things sound overwhelming, well, they are. They are hard. The commitment, I think, and the conviction is going to be your best friend. That is why we're here. And if you are sick of letting fear dictate your life, then you are potentially in the right space. And we're going to get gritty. We're just going to get that grit, and we're going to just remember all things are possible with God. I'm excited to see what happens, but I'm also super nervous because honestly there could be periods of stuff when nothing happens. We are joyfully leading belief, getting out of our comfort zone. That is the name of the game. So I will keep you updated. I don't know how often I'll be posting, at least once a week, maybe every couple of days. So thank you for staying so long if you're actually listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. So, okay.